Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. My name is Gail Snyder. I'm the Executive Director for Dementia Friendly Fort Worth, and we are proud to offer this program through funding from UNT Health Science Center. And today we have Brooke Wood from Civitas with us, and we are going to talk about the 1950s and The Price is Right. Brooke? Let's get going.
All righty. I am going to share my screen with y'all. So I have, are y'all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are going to kind of do a 1950s themed Price is Right. I thought those might be fun to kind of talk about some items that were in the 50s. I wasn't born in the 50s, so these are, some just learning experiences for me. But I thought that it could bring back memories for those who were alive, but then also be, just like I said, a learning experience for maybe who didn't experience some of these things. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing a handful of items, and we're going to guess how much the price of these items would have been in the 50s. I have some fun facts that go along with them. And then, some of them are going to be easier and some of them a little bit harder. But we're going to try to see who can guess the closest to something, to the item without going over the price. And then we're going to try to see who gets the most points, but I think we'll all be winners at the end. So our first one is going to be a gallon of milk. So in the 1950s, how much do y'all think a gallon of milk cost? Barbara, do you think you know how much a gallon of milk cost in the 1950s?
Gosh, I was born in 59, so I don't know. I don't know. I say $1 maybe.
$1?
I'm gonna guess 75 cents.
Okay, let's see what the answer is. So we got 82 cents. So Gail, you were kind of closest with the 75 cents. Today I looked it up, and obviously the prices are varying a little bit, but average cost for a gallon of milk is $3.42. So we've more than tripled the cost for just a gallon of milk since the 1950s. So that's pretty amazing. And I put a little fun fact down here too. A cow produces an average of about 6.3 gallons of milk daily. That is a lot of milk, in my opinion, for one cow to produce in a day. So, but yep, that is the 82 cents is the closest for the gallon of milk in the 19th.
By 1 penny, she beat us by a penny. Just the opposite direction.
There you go.
7 cents or 8 cents different.
All right. So this is something that was very popular back in the day and is making a comeback recently, actually, a vinyl record. So how much do we think a 12-inch vinyl record cost in the 1950s?
I don't know.
I wouldn't have been able to know this answer either. All I can say is that today, from what I saw on the internet, they cost a lot more.
Oh, the record. Yes, the actual record, the 12-inch record. Mother bought a lot of them. We had a whole lot of 12-inch vinyl records.
Ooh.
We did. I have no idea. I was a little kid. Don't know.
What's your best guess, Gail?
I'm gonna say 50 cents.
Dora said 50 cents too at the same time you did.
Well, since I made this presentation, I know y'all are both a little bit off. So the average cost, it said, for a 12-inch vinyl record was $4.85.
Wow.
The 10 inches were about half of the price at around $2.50, I think, whenever I looked it up. And I didn't even know that was a thing, that they had 10-inch vinyl records and then 12-inch vinyl records.
So what do they cost now?
over $20, most of them. They range in price based off of, you know, what the music is, and I think how popular the music is, kind of just like CDs do. But I saw most of them were around 20, and then some of them went up to, you know, $30 and $40. So,
wow.
And that's for like brand new ones, not like vintage ones, you know, but yeah. Yep. So, fun fact, the origin of the vinyl record can be traced back to the 19th century. In 1857, a French scientist named Leon Scott developed the phonoautograph, which used a vibrating diaphragm to record sound waves on paper. So that was traced back to the first kind of instance of a vinyl record. So I think this refrigerator is really pretty. I personally would buy one now because I like it. But how much do y'all think the average refrigerator cost in the 1950s?
Isn't that the refrigerator Rachel Ray has in her kitchen?
You know, I don't know.
I would like to have a red one like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Mother has a white one like that in the garage, still working.
Wow.
Does she remember how much she paid for it?
You know, it was not our original one. I mean, I don't know where it came from. Probably from somebody's yard sale. I don't know. Do you have any idea what the refrigerator cost when you bought a refrigerator in 1950?
I'm going to guess 150.
150. All right. Let's see what the answer is. It was $329.
Wow.
So, yep.
A ton of money.
Yeah. So I looked up refrigerator prices today, and obviously they have, you know, basic refrigerators still. And then they have, I don't know if y'all have seen the fancy like smart refrigerators that have like touch screens and stuff. But it looks like about the average cost for a refrigerator was between $1,000 and $2,000, with, you know, a couple of them being under $1,000, and then, you know, the ones that are super fancy and have the touch screens and stuff being way over $2,000. But the first commercial household refrigerator was produced by General Motors in 1911. Its first popular line was, I can probably not pronounce that right, but the Kelvinator. And this model by 1923 held close to 80% of the market. And then by 1956, 80% of households in the United States had some form of refrigerator. And by 2005, those numbers rose to 99.5%. Some 15% of Americans today now have at least 2 refrigerators too. So I know y'all mentioned that, Barbara, you have a refrigerator in your garage, the one that looks similar to this, the white one that's still working. That's amazing. And I assume y'all probably have one in the kitchen. So y'all are probably among that 50% too. That have.
Oh, there's two in her garage.
3 refrigerators. You're definitely 15%. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting too. So.
Well, we have a garage refrigerator that's probably from the 80s that's still working.
Yeah.
It has to stay in the garage because the drainage puts water out, but that's okay.
Well, it sounds like all of these items were a good investment of the money, though, because, you know, if we all have a refrigerator from the 50s and Gail, you have a refrigerator from the 80s and they're still working, that's awesome. So, $329 back then has definitely paid off, I think, by 2020. So, all righty. So our next item, this is actually, so I tried to make a game out of this a little bit. So Price is Right, if y'all have ever watched The Price is Right, they have some different like little side games in there. So this is a Ford car. I put it on the next slide, but I forget the exact name of the car. But the price, I have the numbers down here. So 8224, they're scrambled up. Can you guess the actual price of this car by unscrambling the numbers?
$42.82.
I'm going to say $28.42.
$28.42. And then what was the other guess? I couldn't hear.
Well, I already forgot. $42.28.
$42.28. All right. So the actual price of this car was $24.28.
Wow.
So y'all were close, yeah. But this was the Ford Fairlane. It was an automobile that was built between 1955 and 1970, and there were 6 different body styles with this car. And I've seen some of these still driving around today, so I always think it's fun to see, old cars that are still driving. But
So here's an interesting piece of information.
Mhm.
In our garage, we have a 1967 Ford Fairlane convertible.
Oh, so that was one of the 6 different body styles, I guess.
And
How ironic that I picked the same car that y'all have.
And it's blood red with a white rag top.
Oh, that sounds really pretty. Does it still run?
Yes. My
Ooh.
husband drives it to work sometimes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love that. That sounds really
it was fun when we first started driving it around because people would stop and wave and honk and give you the thumbs up, driving around town.
Well, with a pretty red car like that, I'm sure a lot of people do. I love, the red cars always stand out a lot. I like those. That's pretty. All righty. So our next item is a pair of pumps. So I couldn't find an actual picture of these pumps, but they're gray flannel accented with brown calf, which I think just means brown leather, brown or black suede calf trim. So how much do y'all think a pair of pumps similar to these with suede and some leather on them would cost in the 1950s?
Mama bought lots of shoes, lots of high heels for work. Do you remember what you paid for your shoes? No. Any idea? Want to guess what you paid for some shoes? No. No, no one guess. Gosh, I know. I would have no idea. I can't even remember what they cost in the 70s when I was buying when I first started buying high heel shoes. No, gosh.
Well, do y'all want to take a look or do y'all want to make a guess?
Oh, $5.
$5. Gail, do you have a guess?
$5.50.
All right, $5.50. Oh, she's just outbidding y'all, outguessing y'all. So it costs $6.98. Y'all are both really close. That's awesome.
Are you sure you weren't alive in the 50s?
Well, I am an old soul. My husband was alive in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. This pair costs $6.98.
Kind of stuff, huh?
So I looked up the most expensive pair of shoes right now in the world. And I don't know if y'all would believe it, but the most expensive pair of shoes is $3 million.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy. I actually saw what pair of shoes they were, and they were and I wrote it on here as well. They were red ruby slippers made for the 50th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. My thought is that nobody is ever wearing $3 million shoes, obviously, because they don't want to devalue those shoes, but. You know what? I don't know why somebody, just I guess to have as a collection. That's the point of it, I guess, for them. But yep, $3 million is the most expensive shoe. But these pumps back in the 50s cost $6.98.
Yes, probably I don't buy heels anymore and haven't for a while, but probably a really nice pair of heels is probably $100, $150.
Yeah, I would say that you can find a good pair of heels for about $100. A little less and a little bit more in some places, but yeah, definitely so.
It depends on how much comfort you want.
Exactly. That's the big part of it. All righty.
Barbie doll. I think it was Barbie Smithers, but I had that Barbie doll.
You have this exact one? So this was the very first Barbie doll ever made with this black and white swimsuit. So, yeah. So in the 1950s, and I'll give y'all a little bit of a hint, Barbie didn't come out until 1959. So we're at the very end of the 1950s. But how much do y'all think a Barbie doll cost in 1959?
$2.
Okay. Gail?
$1.75.
Okay. They got it right this time. It was $3.
$3.
Yep. So this
that
Barbie.
Seems high.
Yep. So this is the very first, like I said, this black and white bathing suit Barbie was the very first Barbie to come out. And I found the original commercial.
Oh,
So yeah, it was actually, I almost put it in here, but I wasn't sure if y'all were going to be able to heir the volume from my computer.
In order to do that, you have to say share the computer sound.
Oh.
Stuff. But
Well, then now I know for next time I'll be able to input it. But yeah, I saw the original commercial from it. It was kind of that brown and white, but the black and white color and stuff. And they said the Barbie cost $3 and some of their accessories cost between $1 and $2. So, getting some different items for your Barbie as well. But Barbie's official birthday, which was her public debut, it was in 1959 with the American International Toy Factory in New York. She stood 11 inches tall and was dressed for a pool party in her black and white striped one piece. So that was the original Barbie you had.
Was that Barbie, Mama? Does that look familiar? I
know I had a lot of Barbies when I was little growing up, and I know that a lot of them can cost a lot more now than $3, especially if you get like the I think they have like Christmas themed Barbies and things like that for different times. Some of those ones that are a little bit more collection versus just, like regular play Barbies can be really pricey. So, and now they have them doing all sorts of different things. They have, vet Barbies and doctor Barbies and, swimming Barbies and they have them for pretty much any theme that you can think of. So Barbie back in 1959 cost $3.
So my sisters and I used to make Barbie clothes for our Barbies.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool. I was never that creative, I guess. I had a Barbie suitcase. I do know that I was able to put all my Barbies in when I was little. But it's fun that it's still a thing that's been, spread over the years. So this is a chair that also has a phone stand for your phone. So this is the description that came with it back in the 1950s. It's new, distinctive, different, attractive, and mighty useful. Lovely mahogany finish, recessed compartment for directory and notepads. Closes out of the way. I guess I can't read today. Fine hardwoods, mahogany finish, washable medium, green plastic cover, comfortable padded seat. So it's a seat that you can have your phone next to so that you can talk on the phone with it.
I never saw one of those ever.
When my husband and I first got married, we had one. It wasn't exactly like this and it wasn't padded. It was all wood, but it was a seat with a place for the telephone to sit.
I think online, I think I saw it called the gossip chair, if I remember correctly. That was kind of the term they used to phrase it. So how much do you think that chair cost, Gail?
I'm going to say $27.
$27.
Oh gosh, I'll just. What do you think, Dora? Make a guess.
Maybe you should outbid Gail a little bit. I don't know. I don't remember how much it cost, so I could be leading you astray.
We decided on 30. That's what we were talking about.
Sometimes a strategy is just, to bid a little bit more, a little bit less than the person that that bidded first, right? So, oh man, I led you astray. Like I said, I didn't remember. I'm sorry. So it costs $27.85. Gail, you're too good at this. So,
okay, so she's
$2.85 under.
Yep.
$2.15.
Yep. Y'all are both still really close. So I started thinking about, like I said, I'm definitely not old enough to know a lot of this stuff, but I heard, about party lines back in the day, and that really interested me. And so I'm sure y'all are, familiar with party lines. Did y'all have any funny experiences with party lines back in the day?
My great grandmother lived in the country, and she was on a party line with a lady that her name was Miss Chick.
Huh.
And she stayed on the phone all the time. And whenever we would come to visit, I would always have to wait for her to get off of the phone because my boyfriend lived in the same town. And I could, without it being long distance, but Miss Chick was always on the phone.
Uh,
We definitely had a party line, yes, and it would ring different for different people. It would have a different ring pattern if it was your turn to pick up the phone. Or you could pick up the phone and find, listen to somebody else's conversation. So I want to talk about.
that's what I heard, is that's how you got the town news sometimes, is you just picked up the phone and started listening in on the party line.
Yeah. Okay, so she gets $25. Is that right? You said 25, so that's $2.85 off, and then we guessed 30, but you're not supposed to go over. Is that it? Because that's only.
Oh, I think Gail guessed. I wrote down Gail guessed 27.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you guessed, Gail?
I thought I said 25, but I might have guessed.
Okay, I might have miswritten it. Like I said, I think y'all are all winners. It's just fun. It's just for fun. All righty. So our next one, this is a 24-inch TV. And so I thought that this one was kind of funny because, I thought that this, the description on it, it's high definition picture, 25% bigger than the expanded 21-inch. Exceptional edge-to-edge focus means razor-sharp detail all over the screen. Aluminized screen with tinted safety glass provides a bright picture. The high-fidelity FM sound system has 3 speakers that distribute sound evenly around the room for an amazing depth and liveliness. Has plenty of reserve power for adverse fringe area conditions. Cascode tuner provides tremendous sensitivity with minimum noise and snow. Deluxe showpiece cabinets choose from mahogany, blonde, or limed oak veneer. So I kind of thought that was, I thought it was kind of entertaining that they were really excited, obviously from going from a 21-inch to a 24-inch, and then that high def picture and everything like that. So how much do y'all think a 24-inch TV cost in the 1950s?
Dora says 200.
200. Gail, what do you think?
I was going to say $75.
All righty. So, my screen's covering it. I actually can't even read. $254.95. So,
good job, Dora.
Doris, good job. Yeah, you got really close. So, it's funny because I think for now, I think you could still go and buy probably some small, like little monitor, 24-inch screen TVs. And now I would think that the price of that is, a little bit lower. Obviously, you can buy, the big TVs for a lot more. But I know that you can buy some, decent TVs for about the $500 range, depending on the size of the TV too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Ours was black.
Alrighty.
Ours was
this
black.
one is my favorite because I didn't even know this was a thing. Okay. So this is a washer dryer combination set. That was in the 1950s. So never before was wash day such a leisure. Exciting new Kenmore Turbo-Matic literally does everything for you. Washes, rinses, dries, and shut off in one continuous operation without watching. Once you've tossed in soiled clothes, set the time and temperature dials, your work is finished, take them out at your leisure, completely clean, dried, and sun-freshed, ready to iron or fold and put away. Your hands never touch water, never come in contact with bleaches or detergents. Wash at any time of the day, up to 10 pounds of clothes. Gail told me before this call that I guess this is still a thing now. I had no idea that it was ever a thing, that it was a thing now, or it was a thing back in the 1950s. I think that it has a harder time drying, which maybe is why that they aren't as popular. But this was something, I guess, back in the 1950s.
I never saw one of those. No, never saw one of those. I would say $300.
$300. Gail, what do you think?
I'm gonna say $425.
$425. Let's see. All right, so it's $419.95. Which is a lot, I feel like, for back in the 1950s. So maybe, it wasn't very popular because it was expensive. I don't know how well it actually worked. So maybe, if it was kind of a fluke, maybe it didn't, sell that much. But yeah, $419.95.
And I think the ones that they have now are probably in the $1,000 to $1,500 range for the combos.
Okay, so like 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so this one, a hair dryer. We got the ladies in today. So how much do y'all think a hair dryer cost in the 1950s?
I just remember the first one I got was really exciting. Like, what? You dry your hair? But mine was actually, I had a bonnet. It was the whole thing. It had a bonnet on it, that you could put the bonnet on.
Oh, yep. Yep.
I don't know. What do you think? I think $25. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. What do you think, Dora? Not that. I think that's a little high. Dora thinks that's high. Well, I would say 10. 10. 25 and 10 over here.
I'm gonna say $18.95.
$18.95. Okay. So a hair dryer cost $5.95.
Oh.
Yeah. So $5.95, which is definitely a lot less than what they cost today. I think you probably find them for, probably one from Walmart or something for around $25, and I'm sure you can find super expensive ones for way more than that. But fun fact, hair dryers were first invented in 1888 by a French hairstylist, and although his invention produced heat, it did not blow the air. Hair dryers are often made with attachments that may spread air that helps them maintain hair shape or hair focus air, which allows quicker drying. So his just had the heat, but didn't blow the air. But that was the first kind of invention of the hair dryer, was in 1888. So I have plenty of hair dryers. I feel like I've collected them, and I hate using them. I don't like using hair dryers. I just, I wash my hair in the evening time, let it dry before I go to bed, and then I deal with it in the morning. So I'm not a hair dryer person, but I use it if I need to. If I, have to wash it in the morning and need to get somewhere, I'll definitely use one. But yeah. So y'all are all winners. That was the end of our Price is Right. I did have a couple of different fun facts from the 1950s that I thought were cool. So other fun facts about the 1950s, I Love Lucy premiered in 1951 on the CBS network. So that is really great. Everybody loves, or I think a lot of people like I Love Lucy at least. Another fun fact, in 1953, Ellis Island ceases to become the point of immigration into the U.S. and officially closed. I didn't realize that picture was so blurry. It didn't look blurry before on my computer. In 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested in Alabama after she refused to give up her seat on the bus. In 1956, the popular musician Elvis Presley has his very first hit song, Heartbreak Hotel. This is the one that my grandma loves.
That is not what he looked like in 1956.
Well, it's just a picture. But my grandma always loved Elvis. She said that she started dating my grandfather because she thought he kind of reminded her of Elvis from a distance. Whenever he got up close to him, not so much, but from a distance, she thought it reminded her of Elvis.
Yes, who doesn't love Elvis?
In 1957, the USSR successfully launched the Sputnik 1, the very first artificial satellite. They also launched the Sputnik 2 later in the year, a satellite that carried the very first animal into space. I don't know what kind of animal it was, but I feel a little bit sorry for that guy. And in 1959, the year Barbie was invented as well, Alaska and Hawaii were admitted into the U.S. as the 49th and 50th states. So those are kind of our fun facts for today. I think that was my last one. So I thought that was really cool. A lot of stuff happened in the 1950s. So, and many more than just the things that we talked about today, but those were some of our things. So I think all in all, Barbara and your family won. But I think all of y'all are winners.
I think
I was writing down numbers. That was fun. We might have to try out another decade later.
I think we should do that.
What kind of decade would y'all be interested in? What are y'all most interested in?
What kind of game did you say?
If we did another
Oh,
decade.
another decade. Oh, yeah.
Do y'all want like older or newer? Like the 70s or like the 20s or?
I think the 70s or the 20s would be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, probably the 70s would have more people that would have some idea. The 20s.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can come up with later down the line.
My mom wasn't born until 1940, so she wouldn't have much idea about the 20s either.
There you go. That's true. That's true. That's been 100 years ago now. So, yep.
Yeah.
Well, fun. Well, I've appreciated y'all so much today. I think that was a lot of fun, and then got to, I got to learn some new stuff putting this on, and maybe, y'all got to see, Gail, I know you saw the car that you have in your garage practically, from there, and even got to see kind of the chair that your husband had whenever y'all first got married. So maybe it brought back some memories too.
So I'll have to bring a picture. I'll have to get a picture of the car so you all can see it.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice. Y'all would have had the day off if we hadn't shown up. Sorry.
No, we record regardless of who's here so that it'll be available later.
Oh, okay. So y'all would have just been playing with each other.
Yes.
I would have let Gail win. Well, we had lots of fun with y'all today, so thank y'all so much.
Thank you. It was interesting, for sure. Was that interesting, Mama? Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun, and I just want to remind you all that tomorrow we have a music therapist, Kara Perkins, who will be doing a program on meditation and relaxation through music. So I hope you all can join us for that. Today has been a lot of fun, and we hope that we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye, Barbara.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hope to see you tomorrow.